This ain't no time to build a new black community. It just isn't. And I'm saying this because this is definitely, for real, this is not the right time to build a black community up. When you look around in this world, I mean, specifically in America, like America is about to fucking collapse. America is about to have a fucking collapse. A lot of stores are closing down. Walmart is probably the most profitable store in the United States. Everybody goes to Walmart. Everyone goes to Walmart, but Walmart is having hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of store closings across the country. In my city alone, my city is having 5 Walmart closings later this month. 5 of them. Ain't that crazy? Walmart is one of the most prominent stores in the country. And damn near half the Walmarts in the country are scheduled to close down by 2024, next year. So that tells you that we're in a bad economic shape in this country. We're headed for an economic collapse. And you can't build shit in a fucked up economy. But can you can't build an economy. I mean, you can't build a community when there's no economy to support you financially. You know, in order to build a community, you need the right finances. You know, and of course, finances and the economy and money, they're all correlated. So if, you know, and there's rumors that the dollar is about to be done away with within the next couple of years. And other currencies from across the world are becoming more prominent. So we're just looking at economic collapse that could potentially come to the United States, and you can't build in that type of environment, you know. And I know it sounds good. It sounds good to build up a black community, a functional black community, because right now the black community ain't shit, you know. Most of our, a lot of our communities, the African Americans are in poverty, dysfunction, you know, black on black crime and things of that nature. So it sounds good for black people to want to change our situation, but you got to be realistic and look at the environment. The American ship is sinking. The American ship is sinking, and why would you want to build a community on a sinking ship? If you build a community on a sinking ship, your community that you just built is going to sink with the ship, right? So, like, why even waste your time trying to put an effort to bring people together when you know the finished product is going to just be wasted? You know, you got to be smart. You got to be intelligent. There is a time to build, and this is not the time to build. You know, it's just not. I'm not saying that black men should not be on their purpose or try to do or not try to do anything meaningful. As a black man, you should try to find your purpose and try to find something meaningful, constructive to do. But at the same time, it's like to actually build a community in the times that we have coming up, it's not a good idea. It's not. It's like it's not the time to build. Then you look around at the worldly events. We're on the United States is on the fucking verge of World War III. And you know what that means? If we get in a world war with Russia, China, and South Korea, and if the United States gets invaded by these other nations, how can you build a black community when your black community is going to be invaded by foreign troops? Your community is going to be controlled by foreign troops, and you want to build a community that you control. You're not going to be controlling your community if you have Chinese troops walking down the street and controlling everything that you built up. It's like this is not the time to build. This is not the time to build a black community. We should have built a black community back in the 50s and 60s and 70s. Now it's too late for that shit. It's too late for that shit now. We waited too long to build a black community. We waited too fucking long. And now it's not the time. Especially in America. Black Americans going to Africa and doing business in Africa and building a community in Africa. That's a slightly different situation. But here in America, man, it's a wrap. It's a fucking wrap. And why? We don't even have the fucking unity to build a community right now. We don't even have the unity to build a fucking community. Black people don't have any type of unity. We don't work together to build shit. So it does sound good. The idea of it sounds good, but we don't have any unity. And I don't see that changing anytime soon. That's just how we are as black people. We don't have any unity. We have millionaires, celebrities, billionaires like Oprah, Kanye West. How come none of these black celebrities can come together and build something? It's because we don't have any unity, and black people, we've been like that for a long time, and I don't see that changing anytime soon. But I don't mean to kill y'all hopes. I'm not saying be out here and just be lazy as a black man or anything. I'm not. And yes, I believe black men should build business relationships and communicate with each other and try to gain some unity. But we got to be realistic of our situation in America as black people. It's like this is not even the time to build a community with a failing economy, with being on the verge of World War III. You've seen it on the news the other day, a few weeks ago, actually, about 3 weeks ago. Russian troops shot down one of the United States drones. That's a sign that it's going to be Russia versus United States, in a world war. There's been rumors of this for some years now. Russia versus United States, China versus United States. And this shit can end in missiles. Missiles. What are you going to do when missiles hit your community? You build up a community, then 2 years later, after the fact, your community gets decimated by missiles because of World War III. I mean,